It's strange how one night, one choice, can alter your life forever. Before that fateful evening, I was just an ordinary person living in an ordinary world, never suspecting the darkness lurking just beneath the surface of my city. But in a single moment, everything changed. It started with a shortcut, a simple decision to save time, to get home faster after a long shift at work. It was raining, the cold drizzle soaking through my jacket as I cut through a dimly lit alleyway. The city was never truly quiet, but at that moment, all I could hear was the rhythmic patter of rain against the pavement. Then came the footsteps. At first, I thought I was imagining them, a trick of the echoing alley, perhaps. But when I slowed my pace, so did the sound behind me. When I quickened my steps, the shadow in my peripheral vision moved faster. My breath hitched. I wasn't alone. Before I could react, a voice slithered through the darkness. "Where do you think you're going?" I froze. From the corner of my eye, I saw two men emerge from the shadows. One stood ahead of me, blocking my path. The other was behind, cutting off my escape. I was trapped. The leader, a tall man with a scar running down his cheek, grinned as he stepped closer. "Just hand over your wallet and phone, and we won't have a problem." His friend chuckled darkly. "Or maybe we will." I swallowed hard. My mind raced for an escape, but fear gripped me in place. That's when a third voice cut through the night. "I wouldn't do that if I were you." The words were calm, steady, yet something about them made both men pause. A figure stepped into the dim light of the street lamp, a tall man dressed in a dark coat. "Mind your business," the leader snapped, pulling a knife from his pocket. The stranger didn't flinch. "Put that away before you regret it." Something about his voice sent a shiver through the air. The men hesitated, exchanging glances. But then, arrogance won over. The man with the knife lunged. The stranger moved like a ghost, sidestepping the attack effortlessly. In one swift motion, he grabbed the attacker's wrist, twisted it, and sent the knife clattering to the ground. A sharp elbow to the ribs sent the man doubling over. His partner barely had time to react before the stranger turned on him. A precise kick to the leg sent the thug stumbling, and in seconds, both men were down, groaning on the wet pavement. Silence hung in the air. I stood frozen, my pulse hammering in my ears as the stranger turned to me. "You okay?" he asked, his voice softer now. I swallowed hard, forcing myself to nod. Who are you?" He studied me for a moment before simply saying, "Just someone passing through." Then, before I could ask another question, he turned and disappeared into the night. That should have been the end of it. I should have gone home, shaken but grateful, and moved on with my life. But I couldn't. I couldn't stop thinking about him. Who was he? How had he known I was in danger? And why had he disappeared so quickly? For days, I retraced my steps, lingering near that alley, hoping to catch another glimpse of him. But he was gone. Then, something strange happened. A week later, I came home to find an envelope slipped under my door. No name, no address, just a single, handwritten note. "Stay away from the alley. Be careful." Hey, a chill ran down my spine. He had found out where I lived. But why? Was he watching over me? Or was something else at play? Ignoring the warning, I went back to the alley. That was my mistake. As soon as I stepped into the narrow passage, I knew something was wrong. A cold weight settled in my gut. Then, from the shadows, a voice sneered, "You should have listened to your friend." I turned, too late. The same two men from before stepped out of the darkness.